Hello my friends, welcome to this channel. In this video we are going to see how to use this material and do this kind of effects. I hope you enjoy this process. And for this project we are going to use this kind of chalks. These are different than pastels and these are really affordable. They're cheap, no more than $1, and we can use this like a lot because we have a lot of product for doing these effects with a little piece of this material. So I have different colors here. I think they're really pretty because they are not a usual color. So let's start with this. We are going to take an X-Acto knife and we're going to scrape to make powder, and less you push, the thinner will be the dust, and this is what we need. This is really easy and super fast to do, plus we don't need so much powder and we don't use so much powder, so this really won't take so much of your time, and I will do the same with the other colors. You may wonder why we are not using mica powder, but the effect is different because mica powder it's made to cover a lot of I don't know how to explain it, but this it's thinner and we can work with this different than mica powder. We are going to prepare resin and we are going to fill our molds maybe 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters, and we are going to let this cure, full cure, maybe 12 hours. I got sick last week and it was like 3 years being healthy, and after 3 years I just got COVID and I'm still recovering, but this was a really great way to come back to work. For this part of the process you can use a cotton, a brush, or a cotton swab, and we have to make sure this is really cured and strong. And I would like to ask you a favor. Please share this material with your friends, subscribe, or do something to support my work. Thank you. What I consider the value of this technique is that we can use the powder, but the powder is still so smooth and we can see through the powder. And when we work in layers with this kind of dust, we have different colors, different shades of colors, and different effects. So that's why I'm choosing this material instead of mica powder, because mica powder fills all the way and you can see through the color sometimes, but with this powder we can see through the color. And I'm putting the first layer with the colors and it's really thin layer. For the second one I will be using more of the dust of the powder and we will have something different. And just like that we will use the brush or the cotton, and I will take a little bit of powder and start to fill the resin or the mold. What I'm trying to do with this letter is to put the first layer with the colors that I want, and then in the second layer we can see through the colors. In the next layer we can put the colors in different spaces and they mix, I think, beautiful. and we can see something it's not usual to see. I will do something similar with this letter, but this will be different because I will try to put in the second layer the colors in the same space that I put before, and some maybe adding a little bit of dark color, but I want to see the difference. In this one I try to do an ombre effect, and I hope this works. I was begging for this works, but in the first layer I use a little bit of color because I didn't want to. If you see, we have some dots of color and they won't disappear in resin, but still they don't look ugly. And then what I try to do is to take away in the first layer all that little dots of color, and then prepare more resin, and I pour my second layer. Be careful with the bubbles, and I will let this cure again. And I will repeat the process like I said, but this time I will move the powder till all the edge of the letter. And I think this is something that looks cool, and it's not so usual, to say again. So this is where I try to fade the colors, and I really love the way this turned out because it looks really smooth and different. Now in this second layer I will try to put the colors in different spaces, because if we had in the low part pink, I will put a blue or purple or I don't know, yellow, but magic comes when we put different colors. And for covering this last layer I will be using white or some color, but it's strong, not necessarily clear, and unless you want a clear effect with this kind of colors, so I prepare white, but this is a really thin white, and I will be using this thin white for this letter and for the ombre effect. For the P letter I will do a strong white to cover the letter. And I want you to see what happens if you mix this powder with resin with color, and it's not a bad effect. We have some little dots of color, and that dots won't disappear. So if you want to do a marble effect or something like that, this is useful for that purpose too. And this is the way this looks. You see that dots of color, of intense color, they won't disappear, but it still doesn't look bad. I will use a little bit more powder to have a strong color, and then I will pour the mixing with the same blue. In case you want the back of your letter with some color, I suggest you to do this kind of thing with the brush, but you need to wait when the resin doesn't move, because if you do this part really early, all that color will move, and maybe you won't have the color where you let the color before. So you need to wait maybe an a half hour or 1 hour, and then start to spread the powder. And let's see the final result. This is our first letter. If you see, we don't have colors just in one place, and the colors fade each other, and we can say that we have an ombre effect. In this one I put the same colors in the same place, but still looks a little bit different than we usually see. And I hope you give me your review in comments. Please let me know what was your favorite one, of if this is not what you was looking for. And I think this little fade, the colors really cute in the center, and we have something a little bit elegant to sell or give to our family, I don't know. And I hope this was really helpful for you to use this material, and I hope you leave a comment, subscribe and share. Thank you for everything. See you in the next video. Bye bye.